we want to talk about the last thing that we also announced at the beginning, Forbes 30 under 30. What a great title, you know? And like I see many people kind of advertising this 20 under 20, 40 under 40, etc. on LinkedIn. It's something, of course, to be proud of. I know that you're not the kind of guy who would kind of go around and brag about it, but I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who recognize this as a nice badge and think it's a cool thing to achieve. So kind of give us some secret sauce, some secret advice how to get there. Like if someone out there is watching this and thinks, wow, you know, I want to be that too. How to go about it?
So I gotta tell you something that I've never shared with any media in China, abroad, or in Italy, which is
first time.
Seriously, it is.
Yeah.
And which is like the little story behind this entire Forbes things, okay?
Okay.
And I'll be able to even send you the screenshot later if you want to put on the video or something, which
Of course,
is funny.
yeah.
So the really first time that I honestly learned about this, the meaning of this Forbes list and stuff like that was a few years ago. I think it was 2015 or 16, I think.
Okay.
So I was like on my 26, 27 or something. And I was on my sofa, I was in my apartment, I was going down like in my feed of WeChat.
Yeah.
And there was a friend of mine that just shared, the new Forbes 30 under 30 list. And he was acknowledging some of his friends. So it was like, oh my gosh, two of my former classmate at the Harvard, the Stanford, I don't remember, it's a prestigious university.
Yeah.
They just made it on Forbes. It's amazing. And so this guy shared on his WeChat the screenshot of these other two friends of them sharing this news on their Facebook, Instagram, or something.
Got it.
And so that day I learned about this. I was like, wow, what is exactly, like, I know Forbes, I know that Forbes does a lot of lists and reach, blah, 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 and this and that.
Yeah.
But I never really went deep into this 30 under 30 thing. And that day I remember, I said, well, it would be nice to achieve this. To be honest, it would be very nice. And so I said, okay, let me Google it. Let's see how it works.
Yeah.
And I Googled it. And I found that actually there is a sort of like an application that someone could sort of like nominate you, at least to submit the application. And I went through the application process. I said, oh my God. I will never be able to achieve all these things by within the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It was like achievements and like the money that you raised and the product. So somehow mentioning some real groundbreakers,
Yeah.
And I was feeling wow, these people are amazing. If they made it, it's just they were able to deliver some real value,
Yeah.
So I kind of put this thing on the back of my head, it would be great. I would love to or something. So somehow I give it as a target, as a goal of mine. But of course, to be honest, it's not something that you'll be there. You're gonna work hard for this or something. Because at the end of the day, you keep working hard towards your own personal goals. And so, but eventually, it happened borderline on my 30s, and what happened was that one day I received, they got in touch with me saying that they received the application. So someone nominated me, so included some of the information, and I really don't know who the person, till now I don't know who the person is. Okay. And they asked me to submit, complete the application, submit all the details, information or something. And at that point, I was like, wow, I need to, again, what I say? I say being able to leverage all the things that are real about your background.
Yes.
So at that point, I found myself I need to basically squeeze this lemon, and get all my juice out there and say basically, why I was able so far to distinguish myself, how and what's the value that I delivered myself as a person, first of all, and then, with the company organization that I run. And that was, challenging, but at the same time fascinating. And then I received the confirmation that was August the 2nd. I was in Italy, in Barbara Esco. I was doing this winery visit, at Gaia. And so I was in this tiny little town north of Italy in the Langhe region with seriously, I think in Barbaresco there are few hundred people living in this little town.
Yeah.
And I remember that I started receiving a lot of messages and stuff from friends, etc. And then I realized that the news got public, and that actually, I made it. So it was, of course, an happy thing. If we could, I could deliver a suggestion or a piece of advice. I don't know. Honestly, it's important to be able to focus on your things. So somehow the things that we've been saying today, having a focus, having an understanding about what's your value proposition. So what's the value? This is something else that I've been always like really orienting myself towards too. I've never really wanted to be successful. My goal is not being successful. My goal is delivering value.
Yeah.
Seriously, that is not my goal. Success. It's you cannot quantify. You're successful how? If you have money, if you have a nice car, if you're a nice lady, if you have a what? You know what I mean? So if you're, maybe, at the end you could be successful because for you, I don't know, money is important. But for that guy, maybe being happy is important. So there are really different type of degrees of success, and how you define success. So my goal on my side is really be able to create value for the people around. And this is something else that I learned, when I was young. I used to be a little bit more, arrogant, and having the idea that I'm gonna conquer the world, I'm gonna change the world with this new whatever, blah blah blah. No, like I really changed under this perspective. If you're able to deliver value for those people around you, people will recognize this, and somehow you'll be able to reach with what you do, reach more people. So if you start with those people around you in your community. Again, it's a process. So eventually you're gonna get there. And again, you don't need to going around and position yourself in a certain way or something. If the value that you deliver is clear, people see this, people recognize this, media recognize this, clients recognize this, partners recognize this, governments recognize it. So it's a process, really it is.
Like it, no, very, very interesting, and hopefully some of our viewers will follow your path.
Why not? I can seriously put on this screenshots later.